So Henry Cejudo believes Khamzat Chimaev will lose to Dryas Dupi. Can you believe that? While Henry acknowledges Chimaev's explosiveness and ability to dominate in early rounds, he seriously questions if Chimaev can maintain that intensity for a full 5-round fight. Let's be real here. Khamzat is coming off an impressive domination of former champion Robert Whittaker. That performance really cemented his status as a top contender. Meanwhile, Dupi just defended his middleweight title with a dominant, though not very entertaining, decision victory over Shaw Strickland. With both fighters absolutely tearing through the division, this potential matchup is one of the most highly anticipated fights we could possibly see. Henry pointed specifically to DDP's relentless pace and ability to keep pushing forward even when tired as a major factor that could trouble Chimaev. He compared DDP's style to fighters like Merab Deval and admitted that while it might look unorthodox or even sloppy at times, the sheer volume and tenacity make it an absolute nightmare for opponents. This fight promises to be an all-out war with both fighters willing to leave everything in the octagon. The next middleweight title fight is definitely going to be a banger. Wow.
Dude, Khamzat, I just, in a 5-round fight, man, seeing 2 fights with Khamzat, man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. But I don't see that. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambly, man. He's not... It's super impressed with what he did to Robert Whittaker, but I just feel like you're gonna need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. And with DDP's train just continue to keep rolling, and he's still steaming, and his train's still hot, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. And hopefully they fight here pretty soon, or Khamzat's gonna need a fight here pretty soon. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You know, so you're probably looking at maybe August. Maybe for him that he wants to fight again, unless he wants to fight sometime in the summer. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Merab until they bring that volume and just the tenacity that changes everything.
Leonid Grau. Did you hear this? A professional boxer and Jon Jones' main sparring partner just unveiled some really interesting stories about Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou. Leonid, who mainly trains Jon in boxing, has also worked alongside current PFL heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. In a Russian interview with Usha TAA, he opened up about a story that's pretty wild. When he had just entered the gym, Francis approached him and confronted him about his actions. Here's the full story. First, when I entered the gym and saw Francis, I was kind of shook because I had been following his career for so long. Then I texted my friend and told him that I had just ran into Francis and that we were about to train together. I pulled up my phone and took a quick video of Ngannou to send to my friend. He noticed it and approached me with quick steps. Bro, he was so scary with an angry look on his face. He asked, "What are you doing? Why are you recording me?" I immediately explained that I was just messing around with my friend and that I meant no disrespect. After that, everything was cool. Francis is a good dude. But wait, Grave also revealed something really interesting about Jon Jones. He admitted that Jon was absolutely shaken at the thought of fighting Francis Ngannou. He revealed that while Jones had once admitted the only opponent who ever truly made him nervous was Anthony Rumble Johnson, who was on a tear at the time and was knocking people out left and right, Greve is now certain that Ngannou had him just as if not more rattled. According to Greve, Jon's anxiety over a potential showdown with Francis was undeniable, but when Francis left the UFC and Jones was booked against Serial Gun instead, he was visibly relieved to have a different opponent. This stirred up a lot of reactions from the Russian MMA community, with most fans mocking Jones for running away from the matchup. Now translated and brought to you by us at MMA Psycho. What are your thoughts? Does this change your perspective on the whole Jones-Ngannou negotiation saga, where both sides are blaming each other for the fight failing to materialize? Or is it normal to feel nervous before facing a bulldozer like Francis Ngannou in a fight, even if your name is Jon Jones? Leave your comments below. Elaine Sterling believes Ilia Topuria has a better kicking game than Islam Makhachev. Aljo recently broke down a potential super fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. While much of his analysis was logical, highlighting Ilia's superior punching power and Islam's dominant ground game, there was one point that really stood out. Allo suggested that El Matador's kicking game might be better than Islam's. This is a bit surprising since the Georgian rarely relies on kicks, using occasional leg kicks at most, but nothing particularly significant. In contrast, Islam doesn't use leg kicks much either, but he does rely on high kicks, notably knocking out Alexander Volkanovski with one. Islam Makhachev is coming off a dominant beatdown of Hanato Mono, while Ilia secured not less of an impressive win against Max Holloway in his last bout. Toria's future is a big topic of discussion at the moment, with most analysts and coaches agreeing he will most likely face the champion next, explaining that the former champ wouldn't just vacate his belt without guarantees of a title shot. On the other hand, Islam's head coach Javier Mendez recently hinted on a podcast that they're preparing for Justin Gaethje next. Who would you like to see El Matador face in his next fight? Leave your comments below.
Speed advantage, Ilia Topuria. Boxing speed, boxing punches, Ilia Topuria. Calf kicks, which is a very dangerous weapon. I think Ilia Topuria uses those way better than Islam Makhachev. I don't think Makhachev really throws kicks like calf kicks or leg kicks. Wrestling, control, and submissions, I'm going to lean towards Islam Makhachev. Fight IQ, that's hard. Both guys are really, really good. I think they're neck and neck. It's hard for me to pick because I've seen both guys make adjustments in fight. Strength, I'm going towards Islam, but that's in the cardio. Islam cuts so much weight, I think he gets tired in the later rounds. I think that might be relatively close. It's a very interesting fight. Hopefully it gets made.
Like, he's gonna crack Islam.
You gotta
Like,
close the distance to do that. You're walking into dangerous territory right there. I think it's gonna be a great fight. That's my prediction.
Mandela finally got his revenge against Marvin Vettori, securing a unanimous decision victory after 5 competitive rounds. While both fighters tested each other in the first round, Doza picked up the pace in the second, landing the more powerful strikes. Vettori had his moments throughout the fight, but Doza controlled the championship rounds with relentless pressure and striking. The Georgian made it clear that it doesn't matter who he faces between Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker, as both have massive names in the division and would be a great challenge. Roman also emphasized that he's not targeting fighters like Nardine Imaba or Kyo Barallo, as they are next in line for a title shot. Instead, he's setting his sights on the biggest names to catapult him to the top.
Of course, Adesanya maybe was more on the top, and it will be better for me, for my name, to fight Adesanya. But Whittaker also was champion. He's well skilled, very good fighter. Yes, why not? All these guys need opponent. They need to fight somebody. They need to have some opponent. I don't care if somebody else will be from top 5. I'm also ready. I don't really care much. But I said more realistic fights because both of them are from they lost, and that's why I said I don't really care who will be from top 5. Realistic, being realistic. Who is ready and who need opponent, and who, because there are some guys who really deserve to fight for title, like Caio you mentioned, like Imamov also, like...
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.